Hiya, welcome once again to LSB Feaster's radio channel and travel corner, where great radio from the past lives. Today, WRKS FM New York 98.7 KISS FM. Now, for almost a decade, WBLS was the only FM R&B in New York from the early 70s through the early 80s. But that all changed when WXLO, formerly known as 99X, decided they were going to change and become an urban station also back in early 1981. WXLO flipped to urban as WXLO FM 99, using the slogans "From the Streets" and "Street Level in the City." Now, the station had a little bit of an identity problem. Because it was known to New Yorkers as a top 40 station, 99X, it just had trouble getting the word that we are a different radio station now. So to clear up the confusion, RKO decided the station needed a new image and a new name. So they ditched WXLO FM 99. Station said, we're moving basically to 98.7, even though they had been there all along, but most people didn't know it. And in August 1981, new calls were chosen for the station, WRKS FM, as they were at the time, and a new name chosen for the station as well, which was 98.7 KISS FM. So let's check it out. If you like what you hear, give it a thumbs up, and feel free to subscribe to the channel. And after you do, make sure you smack that bell. And when you do, you'll get updates whenever we upload anything new. So if you're ready, let's go back with WRKS FM New York 98.7 KISS FM.
Coming to you live from the KISS FM studios, this is Open Line. We want to hear what's on your mind. Call us now at 1-800-288-KISS or email us at openlinefm@aol.com.
And good morning to you. 9:01 on Sunday, September the 2nd.
Time is rolling.
Time is rolling by. I'm Bob Slade. And good morning to you. Welcome to the Open Line program. Glad to have you with us. Our Open Line email address, openlinefm@aol.com. And get ready to get on the phone because we're going to be talking about a lot of memories.
No doubt.
Joining me, as always, the third answer, who's on the hotline this morning. Brother Third Answer.
Brother Mjume.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, brother.
Brother, how you feeling?
Good. And yourself?
Good. Very well. And we also have with us our legal analyst, Judge Bob Pickett, in the house. Of course, this is has been a busy week news-wise. Every time we turn around, there was some hot story going on.
Field of Dreams and Field of Lies.
Yeah, well, that's a that's a whole other thing. Okay, our big focus today, by the way, will be on the KISS FM 20th birthday. We went on the air August 1st, 1981. Ask KISS FM. We went from WXLO to KISS FM. We'll be talking about that for the bulk and getting your comments on what that was like, if you remember us back in those days and then throughout the days.
I don't know. Toomey and I weren't born. You were still around.
Yeah, that's true. We're going to talk about the KISS FM 20th anniversary celebration, which begins this weekend. All weekend long, you've been hearing the Master Mix portion of the celebration. In the coming weeks, you're going to be hearing a lot of different things that are going to take place, a lot of events, right. A lot of prizes, a lot of giveaways, and a lot of old school stuff that we're going to have for you.
And tonight too. Don't forget tonight.
Oh yeah, well, we're going to start right now. As a matter of fact, with what we're going to do right this very minute, we're going to bring in a couple of former KISS members who actually were here at the beginning when all this stuff started happening. Of course, our birth date is August 1st, 1981. That's when we started up. We had a program director by the name of Don Kelly, and his assistant was Barry Mayo. Barry came in May, I understand, of 81. And he was the heir apparent. He was going to take over, but he was really running the show for all intents. Barry was running everything, and he was putting together his team, and the team consisted of Jeff Troy in the morning. That was one of the stars of the morning. Jeff Troy. He was our first morning man here at 98.7 KISS FM. Well, we called it back to 98.7 KISS FM, and Jeff Troy is with us this morning. Jeff, welcome to the show.
Well, Bob, thank you very much. Very, very happy to be here and to take part of this glorious occasion, the KISS 20th anniversary. My goodness, how time does fly.
Yeah, right.
Rolls by.
Oh, man.
Also in the studio with us, our first Latina disc jockey. As a matter of fact, I'm going to say this, and I don't think I'll be wrong in saying this. Wanda Ramos was, I think, and if it was the very first Latina performer on mainstream radio. That has to be true.
Hey, Bob, you said that very well. Wanda Ramos. Practiced yesterday rolling the R's.
Our practice good. Yeah, no, Wanda Ramos was.
Wait a minute, don't I look good for 20?
I'm telling you, Wanda.
For 25. Look pretty good.
Wanda looks great, fantastic, and Wanda, of course, played a lot of Latina, a lot of salsa.
We did.
We did play a lot of that on the air back in the day, and of course, we also had Latin jock here. I can't find him. Maybe somebody out there can help us find him. Jose Guzman. Where's that guy? I have not seen him in a long time.
Last radio, he was on NJR for a while in Newark.
Yeah.
He's on TV.
For a while.
He's on TV?
Yeah.
He's on TV doing what?
News. He does.
Does the news?
Seen him on the
Yeah,
on
he
the
was
streets.
on Channel 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jose Guzman.
I just haven't seen him.
Big time.
Big time. Well, tell Jose Guzman to give us a call.
Channel 5, Channel 2.
Yeah.
He's made his way around.
No, you're talking about Juan Guzman.
No.
No,
That's it.
he's talking about that.
I think you guys are confused.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I ran into Jose. She was, I guess, about 5 years ago, and at that time he was a automobile sales consultant.
All right.
Right,
There, yeah.
right. The Jose Guzman, I remember he was at NJR, but you're talking about not the one that was with Felipe.
Not that guy.
No, because he's on Channel 2 now.
Right. He's thinking about that guy.
Right.
You're talking about Pablo.
Pablo Guzman.
Pablo Guzman.
No. He's not. That's not the person that we're
Pablo
talking
Guzman.
right,
Thank you very much.
Jose Guzman was a jock.
Right.
And last time I heard of him, he was at NJR in Newark before NJR converted over.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so now everybody, I'm talking about Jose Guzman,
Right.
the one that worked here at KISS FM.
Not Pablo.
Not Pablo.
Right,
Petit.
right.
Turn off your mic.
We didn't change his career.
Yeah.
Well, Petit wasn't around. He was like a baby back
Right,
then.
yeah, he thinks he around.
Brother, I remember that when they made the switch from 99X, brother.
Yeah, all right, also on the phone with us, we have with us the First Lady of Love, the one and only Yvonne Mobley, who did the nighttime show here at 98.7. Yvonne.
Good morning, Bob.
All right, there you go. I had a phone call for somebody who knew you, from back in the day. And, is she going to be there? I love her. You might even hear from her there. So, yeah. So let me get a little quick to find out how everybody's doing. When I start with Wanda, you're still Wanda drifted from radio to records to radio. You did a lot of that
I've
stuff.
always been blessed to be on kind of like both sides of the coin. I've worked for Columbia Records, Electro Records, Atlantic Records, doing promotion, and currently I am working for Ruben Rodriguez Entertainment. Plug there, Ruben.
Yeah.
And we do
course.
independent promotion, work with artists like Alicia Keys, Corrupt, and Jaheim, and others like that.
All right, very good. Jeff, what's up with you, my brother?
Well, presently I am an automobile sales and leasing consultant.
Making money.
Selling Acuras for Rally Acura in Roslyn, Long Island. Anybody in need of an automobile, you know what to do.
They'll just come by just to say hello.
Yeah, Bob, let me ask you this question, and being someone outside of this celebration in terms of actually being there. In 1981, what was the significance of KISS coming on the air and doing R&B in 1981? Let's lay it out for the audience. Why was it important for that debut to occur at that point in time?
Oh, you want me to ask that question?
Yes.
All right, sure. Well, it was funny. The market was very different back in those days. FM had all of a sudden become the dominant bandwidth on radio. Before it wasn't. AM dominated. And up until KTU scored a big rating coup in the fall of 1978, and they scored big, WKTU, the original KTU, with an 11.3 rating. Shook up everything.
Overnight, too.
Overnight. It just happened just like bang, overnight.
Thank you.
All of a sudden, were you working out that day?
I was working with Ken Burkhardt. I was programming the station.
Oh, it was your fault. Anyway,
1979. Our first book came out. Actually, it was a 13 share. We beat ABC, which has never been done in the history of New York radio.
Right. Not an FM beating ABC. No, BLS at that time had come close, but never beat them. They were 9 share. BLS be up 7 or something like that. But anyway, things were changing in the market, and RKO General decided that it couldn't survive. Its FM station could not survive. WOR-FM could not survive being a pop station because it just wasn't happening. So they decided, well, let's flip the switch. Let's turn and become an R&B station. And that's exactly what they did. In September of 1980, they switched, but the call letters were still the same, WXLO. They knew this was for survival. The reason why they changed, the market was changing. They realized the market was changing. They saw FM as the dominant bandwidth. Everybody was moving to FM. FM became profitable. And they said, well, let's get some of that money.
Right.
And that's what happened.
Right, but there was no other.
enough of a market for it too, because it was only BLS.
Well, I was about to say that there was only
KTU
one R&B station on FM, right?
But KTU was in the mix
not
too.
necessarily considered R&B.
Right.
That was
No.
dance. Was a whole nother animal. So they had no other competition other than BLS.
Right.
All right, and so that's what happened. And so in September of 1980, they switched. They became an R&B station. We were playing things like "Funkin' for Jamaica" and the breaks. And a whole bunch of other stuff. And they had white jocks at the time, couldn't understand what that was. We had a big meeting, never forget it, big programming meeting. They said, now these are the songs we're going to play. They passed out a list of these songs. And these folks, were you there? No, I don't think you were there at the time, right, Yvonne?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you were
Definitely,
there?
yeah.
Okay, well, they passed out the list of these songs, but people didn't know what that stuff was. Funkin' for Jamaica? It was shocked. And that's what happened. And that was the evolution. And then, of course, they just realized they had to change the whole identity of the radio station. And so they decided to come up with new call letters. And they struggled over those call letters, trying to figure what can we call this one, that one, this one. And they finally came up with WRKS. They used a KISS as an advertising slogan. It had been successful with some other radio stations, like Boston.
Right.
Yeah, it had a KISS station there. And so they said, well, let's go with that. The K and the S will stand for KISS, and that's how the KISS evolved, and that's where we are.
And when did the lips
right away
as a logo?
Very beginning.
See, black folks can identify with those lips.
But the lips belonged to Mary Thomas, who was
Ooh,
our afternoon
okay.
Mary was a white lady, very good though, very good disc jockey. Was I guess she got her start in R&B, right?
And then Prince came out with Kiss.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So that's how it all evolved, and we've been Kiss FM since August 1st, 1981, and the first song, of course, everybody remembers that. I guess is by Shalimar.
Right.
Yeah, and make that move.
Right.
Move, yeah.
Yeah, and that was it. And the next thing you know, we're Kiss FM was still rolling. And I know a lot of people. And one of the funny things that what we did, and you guys can talk about this because you're there, is that we told people, "Come on down, we're moving." We would tell them we were actually moving. They thought we were physically moving to another station. We would say, we're moving to another station, but actually we were just changing our call letter.
Yeah, had people downstairs lined up.
No kidding.
Ready to give us a helping hand to move.
That's right. They wanted to help us move that stuff.
Yeah.
And, of course, then we made the switch, and then we were 90. We didn't use the point back in those
Right,
days.
it was 98.7.
Right. And I guess they decided to later on, bring the point back. That thing has been coming and going for years. For one time, we were 99X in the old days, back in the old days.
That was the beginning.
Yeah. All right, what we're going to do is take a quick break, and we want to get in enough phone calls to get all these commercials out of the way. Take a break, and we're going to come back with some memories. We're going to throw sprinkle in some old school stuff from back in the day as we celebrate Kiss's 20th birthday. You're listening to The Open Line on Kiss. Our special guest, Jeff Troy, Yvonne Mobley, and Wanda Ramos. We'll be back right after these messages.
Fellow moms, I've got great news. I have discovered the back-to-school shopping headquarters.
We have in the studio Jeff Troy. We also have on the live line Yvonne Mobley, and also in the studio with us Wanda Ramos. And Wanda
said that very well.
And Wanda told me that when she first came here, they told her that she used to go by the name of Wanda Ramos. Yeah. And they made you switch.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Sonny said,
Sonny
we
Taylor.
want you to use her ethnic name. What? Wanda Ramos. Okay, whatever. But Wanda Ramos Contigo. And I was just telling Bob yesterday, everybody thought my last name was Contigo. And Contigo really means with you.
Yeah, right.
So that was kind of funny. But hey, we enjoyed it. We had a great time.
Yeah.
Great time.
Before we go to the phones, we're going to play a clip or two. Jeff Troy, I used to do the news on your morning show. I was your newsman in the morning. And this is some of the banter, the patter that we used to have.
We had big fun.
We had a lot of laughs.
Big fun.
Play this for my brother for team.
Here's more music, and we rocked with Death last night at Bonds International Casino. And on behalf of Louis Rivera of IDRC and staff in Bonds International Casino, and of course all the performing artists that we had last night, 98.7 KISS wants to thank everybody who was in attendance last night of the KISS awards-winning night.
All right.
Jeff Troy walked away with a fantastic, beautiful trophy.
Nice.
I tell you the truth, I went to sleep with it under my pillow last night. We had a beautiful time. The only thing that was missing last night was BBS, Big Bob Slade. Where were you last night? We were looking for you.
Catching 40 winks.
We had the crowd chanting BBS, BBS. We want BBS.
No kidding.
I told him you have to wait till about 6 in the morning.
You're not BBSing me, are you?
Well, no, Bob. Would I?
No.
Would I do that to you?
No, of course not. Conrail says expect 15-minute delays on the New Haven division today. The subways are okay. On the roads, you go. But that's a little clip.
BBS hasn't changed at all.
Not at all.
Haven't changed.
Not at all. Wow.
All right, let's go to some of these phones. People want to get in here and join us. Let's go to Yvonne. Hang tight.
Okay.
Don't go away, Donald. Line 6 is Kevin, who's calling from Manhattan. Kevin.
How you doing?
All right.
I didn't think I would be the first one.
Well, why not?
But I'll make it quick because I know you got a lot of memories on the line.
Go ahead, brother.
I've been blessed to have submitted and heard my work over the year at KISS, and I want to take the time to thank you guys for giving my partner and I, Joseph Clark, our first break. We were listening to our music CD one day, and somebody submitted it to Jay Mixon Dixon, who's no longer with the station but been around for a while. Then the second time it was submitted to Julie Christina, your now music coordinator. Then Barry Basin, who's probably went to the Big B School of Broadcasting, named Bob Slade, I'm sorry. And, to walk through those doors at 395 Hudson Street, it meant a lot to me. It meant a lot to me. But also, when the music was changing from 79, 80, 81, the garage was opening, so the music opened up. And if France Jolie got a black audience, it's just that the music opened up. You had all kind of groups, the BBQ band, Up the Beat, all kind of, R&B was taking just another toll. If you could help me out, Bob.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Yeah, R&B dance, disco for all intents and purposes was dead.
In other words, you can move your body a
right,
little
R&B
bit more.
was coming back. R&B was coming back strong.
Sure.
And that Southern R&B was coming back, too, and that was a good thing about it. Well, thank you very much, Kevin, for that call. Appreciate it, all right?
Have a nice day.
You too. All right, let's go to line 1, our good friend William. William calls us a lot on our show. William, good morning. Welcome to the Open Line.
Good morning, Bob, and good morning, Attorney Pickett, and to your illustrious guest here. I want to say that I've been listening to KISS in late 92, early 93, Bob, and I was turning the dials like I'm sure everyone can attest. And I was listening to the Open Line at the time. You had Milton McLean Dennis as your host.
Yeah, right, yeah.
And I was wondering how she's doing.
Milton's fine. As a matter of fact, she called me, cussed me out, and told me to call her back. And I did, and I got her answering machine.
Doing well. I think she's in New Jersey.
She's doing New Jersey. She's doing very, very well.
Well, that's good. And I like to say that I've been listening to Yvonne and, of course, Jeff Troy. He's well known all over New York radio. Because I remember him and the late Jerry Bledsoe and Frankie Crocker and others, And I'm thankful that you're still around, Jeff.
Oh, yeah. Very well and alive, believe it or not.
Still sounds good, too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I like to say that, Bob, the Open Line has done an excellent job of informing our community. And, of course, we have been near the community. We have supported you on the air because we remember when you was changing the format at the station, and we came strong. I have to say I'm one of those who wrote letters.
Well, thank you. I know I appreciate that, too. We're still on the air because of you folks.
Yes.
No doubt about it, William. Thank you.
And I appreciate you, and I will continue to listen to you, and I hope that you're on the air 20 more years.
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you, William.
And thank you all. I love you all. You all are great radio people.
Thank you.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate that. Let's go to line 2. Keith is calling from the Bronx. Keith.
Good morning, Bob.
Good morning.
I know this is about the glide and your stride, but I have to take it upon myself to put out the moral hook. We just had a young person buried, I can't even pronounce her name.
Aaliyah.
But she was buried out of the same funeral parlor as Biggie Small. And since when do we continue to permit our deceased to be handled by other cultures? we have to look upon that as somewhat of a cultural and economic reprehensible act.
I appreciate that, brother, and I thank you very much for telling us about that. Well, unfortunately, we're not talking about that particular subject right now. Let's take another phone call. We got a special guest coming up. Line 3, Troy coming in from the Bronx. Troy.
Hey, how you doing?
All right, fine.
Good. Can Yvonne hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yvonne, I love you. Yvonne, do you remember me? I won the tickets from Hot 90. What is it? 97, 90.
Come on,
98.7.
98.7 Kiss.
Yvonne.
Yes.
I won tickets from 92 KTU, and I asked you to come. You told me you couldn't come because there's another station.
He's in love with you.
Troy, how great. It's nice of you to call this morning.
Yes, Yvonne, I wrote you the letter requesting the silvers.
Did I do it
for your
you?
love.
Wow.
Did I do it for you? Did we have? Could I do it?
Then, actually, what happened, Yvonne, was I finally won a Kiss Key contest with you.
Okay.
And I went downtown, and Chuck Lennon was the host.
Yes.
And he awarded, like, the fourth person was the winner with the key. And she paraded around with a big $10,000 check. I had to leave. I had to leave.
Well, Troy, you have pretty good memory, I tell you.
I sure do. I was with 99X, and you turned over to Kiss FM with Yvonne, Chuck Lennon, Kim Spiderweb, Charlie Berger.
Do you remember?
Yeah,
I sure do. I sure do. And Yvonne was my favorite. Every night I would listen to her.
I appreciate that. Those were good days.
It sure
Definitely
was. God
good
bless.
days because of people calling in like you.
Thank you.
Yeah, listen, thank you very much for that call. Bob, before we go to our special guest, let me ask you this question. At some point during that history, Kiss and Barry Mayo decided, and maybe it wasn't Barry, but Kiss decided that public affairs was very important, that it was important to put a voice out there for the community. At what point did Open Line and Weekend Review come on the air?
Well, Weekend Review had been on the air for the longest, the show that we do at night, but it was a different form. It was more like a magazine, and I did that show starting in 1978, believe it or not. And then it became a talk show, more of a roundtable talk show, in about 1991 or 92, somewhere around there. But it was always important. Black community and news and public affairs, very important. I mean, that's something that goes without question in our community because, let's face it, we have very few outlets, whether it be magazines or newspapers or what have you. I mean, we got a lot of magazines, but they're always time dated. But the newspapers, there aren't that many dailies for black folk. You know, there are some, but not many. And we have to have that information. We have to know what's going on. We have to be in touch with not only the stories of the mainstream stories, but also the stories that affect our community. And that's when the station has always been a supportive of that sort of thing in various different forms.
But the significance of the moment Kiss did that, what happened?
The moment we put talk shows on the air is when we changed. That's in 1989. The moment we put black talk shows on the air, put black people on the air, responding to black issues and that sort of thing, that's when it changed. That's when it changed tremendously. And of course, we had those 5 years where we were the #1 radio station in the market from about 1990 through about 94 thereabouts. It was a pretty
Bob,
long
can I
run.
interject?
Yeah.
And also, I think if you remember, during that time period, we had to be out in the field anyway. It was very important that not only were we talking in terms of public affairs shows from the studio, but we interacted with the public. We were out with the public. So I think that's why there was this kind of personal feeling that people got because they saw us.
Yeah, that's true.
We were there.
And all the jocks had
meetings.
all the jocks had to participate. Everybody had to do the beach patrols. Everybody had to go out and do all these gigs that you had to do.
Neighborhood cleanups.
Neighborhood cleanups and all that kind of stuff. And the receptions were always phenomenal. I mean, from the very beginning. Yeah, from the very. All right, I'm going to play a piece for you right now. Let's go to that. I'll have to tell Brother Teen where to go. Oh, you got it? Okay, play this piece. This is an outtake from 1981. It'll be actually 1982. Play this from, brother. This is interesting.
There goes Carmen McRae and Cal Jada. Don't you worry about a thing. Stevie Wonder classic, Kiss Time 647. This is Ross Lewis. 62 degrees in the Big Apple, as they used to say. Still the Big Apple. Take a bite. On the westbound LIE, traffic is very heavy through the Cross Island Parkway because of an accident. Just cleared, then it's sluggish in toward the Elmhurst gas tank. Okay? Be aware of the westbound Belt Parkway. It's a mess. You know, flooding and all, right? Drive safely out there. Have yourself a good day. 647 Kiss Time. 647.
All right, let's bring our mystery guest in and sign in, please, Mr. Ross Lewis.
Wow.
Wow. That's funny.
That's Bugsy.
What's happening?
How you doing, Bugsy?
Good morning, everyone.
Ross Lewis?
Yeah.
Bugsy. I didn't know that, brother.
It had to happen like that.
I can hear a little bit of Frankie Crockett in there, too.
There's some Jeffrey Troy, some Gary Burns, Jerry Bledsoe, and, some of everything.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. That'd take you back a little bit, Bugsy, right?
Yeah, did it ever. You know what it was? I was Ross Lewis because I was working at WNJR at the time. And they didn't know that I was working in New York. I was full-time at NJR.
Well, wait a minute, Bugsy. Hold it. You were working in NJR, which is located in Newark, New Jersey, and New York, 10 miles away, and they couldn't identify your voice?
Well, when I was asked, I said, well, Ross Lewis, well, that's a guy that used to work in Jacksonville with me. One of those stations where everybody sounded alike,
Oh, my goodness, yeah. But Ross, I remember when this young guy came through the door. I said, oh!
Dang it.
Yeah. Bugsy.
Hey, listen, Jeff, remember when I used to get coffee and donuts for the guys?
Oh, yeah. He used to come by, and Mr. Troy, can I watch you do your show today? Sure you can. You got to get in the corner, sit down, be quiet, don't say a thing. You can ask all the questions you want at the end of the show. And he would do that. He did that with me, Jerry B, Bobby J, Hank Span, and all the guys. And he was a student of radio at the time, and I do believe still is.
Oh, yeah.
And you could see that he had it in his blood. Mm-hmm. His destiny had been formed. This is something that he wanted. He did his homework, and he did it well. To wit, Bugsy today.
He's still on the air. Did he come from Buffalo also?
Like
everybody
no.
Oh, had like a little pack thing happening.
We talked about that.
What it was that Pittsburgh-Buffalo connection I ran into at WWRL because those were the guys growing up that I used to listen to. So what happened was I ended up hanging out at RL, and I picked up a lot of the knowledge and a lot of technique from what the guys were doing there.
Right.
Yeah.
Can't do that now.
No, today's different. Yeah.
Well, you can. It all depends on how dedicated you are. The problem is now a lot of folks come through and they want it to happen right away.
Overnight.
When it happened for myself and Johnny Allen and a couple of other people, you had to leave town. I mean, it wasn't a period where you could really cut your teeth in New York. It was a period where you had to pick up whatever you can learn and work your way in, and after you got a job in New York radio, i.e. engineering or production or something like that, then you left and you came back.
Right.
Yeah, I had to do the same thing. I had to get out of town and come back. It's not that easy. Well, Bugsy, I thank you very much.
Hey, thank you very much, Bob, for the exposing Ross Lewis. Jeff Troy, thank you very much, man.
Hey, anytime.
And the memories.
Anytime.
And Yvonne Mobley, of course. Oh, New York's first lady, huh?
Yeah.
It's good to hear you.
Same here.
Hey, Bugsy. We still got to get together with the bass thing,
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely.
In the very near future.
Yes, sir.
All right, Ross Lewis.
Okay.
We love you, man.
Take care, Bob.
All right, take care now. Let's continue on here, folks. We got a lot of folks on the line want to talk. Let's go to Linda, who's been hanging on for a long time. She's calling from Long Island. Linda.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
And I just wanted to say, Bob, I love your show. I listen to it every Sunday.
Thank you.
It used to be your show was the only show that I listened to, but Kiss has offered me so much over the years, and you guys have one of my favorite people, Isaac Hayes.
Oh, okay.
And, he keeps me going in the morning. And, Bob, your show is so informative on Sundays. And I wanted to say when Kiss came out with the dating line, that's where I met my husband at.
Wow.
And I still have my Kiss card. And I want to wish you guys another 20 years on the show.
Well, thank you, Linda.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
that.
You have a good day. Then.
You too. Have
Thank
a nice
you.
holiday.
That's nice.
That's very nice.
That's significant. Met her husband and...
How about that?
All right.
Line 5 is Victor, who's calling from Long Island. Victor. You still there, Victor? I hear somebody. I hear a baby in the background.
All right, Victor, you got 5 seconds.
Yeah, how you doing, Victor?
All right, this is Merrill, not Victor.
Oh, okay. We got somebody new here. Okay,
yeah.
Merrill. Okay, good.
Yeah, well, I'm young. I'm only 28, but I do remember when y'all first came on the air.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I was so happy about was the fact that I didn't have to go all the way down the dial from 107.5 down to 92 no more. I could start right in the middle, you know. And there was this one DJ, Ken Spiderweb.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
That really I wanted to get into the profession because of him.
All right.
But there's one thing that I remember also is them KISS cards, man. I think I had a stack of 20 of them. You know, but I wish y'all the best in 20 more years.
Thank you very much.
All right.
We appreciate that. You too. That's funny. Let's continue on. We have somebody calling from Staten Island. Is Priscilla? At line 8, yeah. Is
Hello.
That, hi.
Hi, my name is Priscilla Johnson, and I have fond memories of Ken Spiderweb. He took us through from the other station onto this station, and I followed him. We had kids together, his twins and everything.
Right.
But my fondest memory is with the music that is being played by the station, and it keeps you in your youth. And it keeps you going. My husband and I, we tape a lot of music, and we listen to it off, you know, the radio station.
That's okay.
And all I can say is keep the good work up, and I'll always be a listener
All
of
right.
the radio station.
Thank you very much, Priscilla. Appreciate that. Let's continue on. Line 1 is Kathy, who's calling from the Bronx. Kathy.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
I have to say that I was originally an RL listener, so I had to follow you guys during all shifts because I used to work at a hospital where I worked different shifts, so I spoke to every last one of you. I have to say Ken Webb was one of my favorites, and he got tired of talking to me. He was like, "Is you again?" And I said, "Well, listen, that's what happens when you're a loyal listener." And I want to thank you for the open line. The community needs information. It gives us an opportunity to vent. Thank you for your gospel hour because it's a part of our culture. And I do respect all of you and wish you another 20 years.
Thank you very much, Kathy. Appreciate that. And thanks for calling. Line 2 is Noel's calling from Brooklyn. Noel.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm glad to be on the phone with everybody. I am a colleague of the First Lady on the air there, Miss Yvonne Mobley. Hi, Yvonne.
Hi, good morning.
This is Noel.
Oh, my goodness. I recognize the voice.
Yes. How are you? Yvonne and I used to work at the CBS Broadcast Center many years ago, many years ago, back in the 80s.
We were very young.
That's right, very young. How you doing?
I'm great, Noel. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Is your mother still around?
Yes, she is.
Oh, that's great. That's good to hear. Unfortunately, mine has passed away.
I'm sorry.
Just wanted to say hi to you and everybody else there who I listened to as I grew up before I got all this gray hair on my head.
Still young, brother. Still young.
But please don't hang me up because I wanted to speak to Fatim after this. But thanks a lot, guys.
All right, we'll put you on hold.
All right,
okay?
Thank you.
We'll put you on hold. Okay, so let's go to line 9 is Larry, who's calling from Brooklyn. Larry. There you go, Larry.
Larry, you there? Larry?
Hello?
Are you Larry?
This is Sharon.
All right, Sharon.
I'm calling from the Boogie Down Bronx.
All right, Sharon.
And I just want to say that KISS has lifted my spirits over the years. Even when I went in the Air Force, I would come home, I'd be half asleep, tired, but I'd be taping KISS. And I love the mix at 12 o'clock. I'd be at work with my headphones on. I've been doing that for years. And I still have my KISS card.
Oh! I think I still have my KISS card, too.
And I listen to you guys faithfully every Sunday morning when I am home. If I'm not in church, I'm here. Or if I'm not on the beach, I'm here. And I'm listening to Open Line.
All right, thank you very much.
Appreciate that. Thank you a lot.
Love
you, too, darling.